Hello, I wanted to come in with a quick message. Welcome, thank you for joining me. It's a beautiful sunny day today, and like what I have been like really reflecting on is like, I don't know if you're like me, but I've always been one of them people who's like kind of like rushed, wanted to rush things, wanted to rush like getting in a relationship, having my own house, having responsibility. Like, yeah, it was just like I really fantasized it and like romanticized it, and like what it meant and what it looked like and how I'd do my house. And I think part of that was like the social pressures of it was as well. Like people, when you see people your age, hitting certain like milestones, as like people call them. And like, of course, I want my own house. Of course, we do like that. That's normal. That's human to want these things. And I think until you have them, like you romanticize them and you fantasize about what it's going to be like. Which then is usually not really reality of like everyday life of what these things truly are. To have these things, to have a nice house, to have a fully functioning relationship, to have a nice car, you know, they take upkeep, they take maintenance. It's not just all like sunshine and rainbows. Like, it is sunshine and rainbows as well, but it's also it's the rain clouds and it's the lightning and it's the storms, and it can be unpredictability and responsibility, which requires like responsibility. Yeah, and like things for me for months, even for years, have felt like they've been going really slow, because there was that motion in me of wanting to rush things, really wanting things, you know, and really wanting them. Like, I still want them, but like now I've come to this realization, which is what I feel really inspired to share with you all. So welcome to my humble abode out here, sharing the wisdom of the nature, of the humans in their grounded, embodied way. If my nose is a bit stuffy, it's because I've been crying a lot, because I've been grieving this past version of myself. So I'm trying to like talk as clearly as I can. I can tell. Yeah, not breathing properly through the nose. So it's a bit like stuffy nose talking. But it's perfect, it's divine, it's so beautiful, and like just asking spirit to like help articulate this message in such a beautiful, graceful way. Yeah, finding the words to explain the internal process. Yeah. Talking about these things that we're wanting and rushing. And then like I like to talk from my process, but like if you relate, you relate, you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm speaking for myself and yourself and all of our collective community here. It's just easy for me to speak from my personal perspective, because that's what's alive for me right now, but I know it's collective, I know it's communal. And yeah, and being like, I was like resentful of like, why are these things not coming in, and like trying to rush everything I can, trying to do all the inner work, trying to set myself up and align myself so that like these things will come in, and like doing things to like give myself signs that these things are definitely going to happen for me, like trying to secure these things to definitely happen, because they weren't happening in my own time. So really like not trusting life, not trusting the universe and my life as well. Because I feel like there's life and then there's like your life. Like my life is a amalgamation, that never use that word feels perfect here though, of my belief system, so of your belief systems. So like how other people experience this world, this earth, is different to how everyone else will, based on their belief systems. So like trusting your life is not about trusting like other people, and that's a different topic, and a different video. But like it's about trusting your life, because your life is a reflection of your internal world and where you're at in your journey, your soul's journey. So this part of trusting life, right now, this realization, is that honestly for years, 4 bloody years, I would be frustrated at things not coming in fast enough. Like, why are they not coming in fast enough? You know, and then the most randomest thing came in, like I manifest a motorhome. Like I was thinking about them like a good few years ago, and then I kind of let go of it. I was just like camping and enjoying camping in a tent, and like I was just happy with that. And then one day, like my mum came up to me, she was like, oh, like her friend's son is selling this motorhome that he's like converted himself. Do you want to go and have a look at it? And I was like, yeah, why not? And like I was looking at the photos, and like it's like a bit of a boy racer van, like, and I like that, you know, I like that. And I was like, yeah, why not? Like it felt easy, it felt flowful to go and view it. And I was asking him questions about it. Like it didn't feel forceful, it just felt like I was open and curious. And just going with the flow with no expectation of even getting it, just being curious. And then we went and got it, and I felt excited. I was like, this feels exciting when I'm in this. So I followed that, you know, and like I said, I didn't go out looking for this van. This van found me. And I wasn't quite sure because I didn't quite have the money saved to buy it. But like the universe found ways to deliver, which, to be like transparent, was like my parents buying it and then me paying them back. Which then, you know, come into all the things around self-trust and like trusting money, which, you know, is part of the process, and like different stories. I feel like I'm being hasty here because this isn't the message that I'm trying to focus on, but their stories I'll definitely go into another time. So then then it came about that I got the van, and like when I got the van, like I said, it came to me. So then it was sat on my drive, and like it's like I couldn't believe it was here still. Like it was there, but like I had to like acclimatize to it being there, and this being like the next phase of my life of having this van. And I just reached another milestone today, which is what brought this like this inner wisdom out, was paying the tax on it. So like I thought the tax was going to be like £130, and then it ended up being like 3 times that, which then brought in the trust and the responsibility, as well as other signs as well. So like I'm loving how like life is revealing how everything's interlinked, and like seeing, I'm talking quiet because somebody's walking past. Yeah, but like seeing how everything's interlinked. So like I've also been noticing like the responsibilities of like my parents as well. So like how things crop up and like how things cost things. I notice all the responsibilities that actually come with these manifestations. You know, it's not just like I get a van. It's like I have to tax it, I have to insure it, I have to make sure it's looked after. I've got to, you know, buy things for the inside. I've got to make sure it's like got oil and water and all these things. You know, it's not just like, oh, you get a van and that's it. Like, no, it's like there's so much around it. And like then when I was sat here feeling into all the different emotions, I was really thankful that like this van has been like slowly integrating into my life, and today was like a major milestone of like, it's almost time for me to like, next week will be the first time I'm driving the van. And it's like I bought my insurance like 2 weeks ago, or it might be, I think it was 4 weeks ago, so that I got good cheaper insurance, because apparently if you buy your insurance like a month before, you get a cheaper rate, because apparently they see you as like responsible with money. So there's a top tip for you there. Hey, I'm breaking bits of dead wood as I'm talking. So then that makes me think about other things like rushing, trying to get in a relationship, you know, trying to figure out who's my soul partner, who's my soulmate, who's my divine union, who am I meant to have kids with, and just all the like fantasies that come with that, and they're fun, you know, fantasies are fun, but then the reality of real life living them is usually quite different, and I just feel like it's not spoken to enough. People don't speak about like transitioning into like big responsibilities, because as I was sat here too, I was also feeling like the shift of like stepping out, well, stepping, no longer being like a young adult, but becoming like a mature adult. And like, that's crazy. And I started to notice it in myself with like the way I dressed. Like, oh my God, like in Australia, when I was in Australia, like 2 years ago now, like I knew my sense of style was shifting, but I didn't really know what it was shifting into. So like, I was just curious and like experimenting with it. And like now I feel like I'm not all the way there, but like I'm so much more stepped into my sense of style now than I was then. And like sometimes like I dress and like I really know this is my sense of style now. And I didn't realise, but it's kind of like what people are now calling like the clean girl aesthetic. Like it's like nice quality clothes, like cotton. I like these quality clothes, you know, like it's not always about how much they cost. Like, you know, you can get good quality cotton from different places, and also buying things off Vinted. Like some things I wear are like my brother's old things or my mum's things. So it's not like they have to be like brand new all the time to wear like nice quality things. Yeah, like some things are hand-me-downs and like that's beautiful, or like I say secondhand off Vinted. And like there's ways we can help the world and be sustainable and still be stylish and wear nice things. Like we don't have to be tatty and spiritual just because we want to buy secondhand or we want to help the earth and be more sustainable. Like we can do that in like ways where the clothes can still be nice and well looked after. Yeah, coming in with all the wisdom today. Yeah, and I felt like then I was crying because I was grieving, shifting from like a young adult of not really knowing what adulthood is, and now really stepping into it and seeing that firsthand in like a I'm being prepared way, which then when I see all the different ways I'm being prepared, like different exposure to like my nieces, they're younger than me, like one of my older friends, she's got kids, like all these different like ways that life is like giving me little tastes of what it means to have my own house, what it means to have a partner, what it means to have a family, what it means to run like a business, you know, all these different examples that have been demonstrated in front of me. It's like, yeah, I could watch videos of these online in the past, but like my life has already initiated me, the same as yours is, to what's already in my external circumstances. You know, seeing it in real time, and like the people around me being like divine mirrors of like allowing me to gain more clarity on what I want and what that truly looks like in living real life reality, not just like fantasy. Clearance burp. So yeah, and like your life is doing the exact same. So everything I talk about here, like your life is the same too. And having this moment now of like how I've been like slowly initiated into having a van, even like now, like I've taxed it, but I'm not driving it till like next Wednesday or Thursday, and today's Thursday. It's like a whole week until I drive it. But like I'm liking this slow, being led into it, being like gently, gracefully entering it without it being like a shock to the system. Yeah, because like for like my parents' generation, which I'm sure you know you'll be able to relate to in some way, like they jumped straight into having kids and owning a house, and they probably had no choice to. And I feel like they might have fantasized it too. I feel like, not to speak for my mum, but to speak for my mum, you know, she probably fantasized having kids and having her own house, and then when you get that real life thing of that, like it's not what you thought it would be. Like in some ways, you know, I'm sure in some ways it is, of like your joyful moments, but then they also take effort to make. You know, if you want a nice night with the kids, like you have to arrange it, you've got to get the games, you've got to prepare it, and you know, some things happen spontaneously. But yeah, just seeing like the amount of effort and work that goes into like your life literally being what you make it, you know. When I worked in like a sales job, there was this saying of like, you're either, you know, an energy giver or you're an energy taker. You know, are you adding life to this situation, or are you draining it, you know? And I feel like that's relevant to like the care that we put onto our life and what we make our lives mean, what we choose our lives to mean for us. Because you only get this moment, and you can worry and you can fear, or you can just trust, you know? And I bet some of you are out there thinking, oh, that's easier said than done. I get it. I've had to work on my trust. I've had to work up really feeling that trust, and still working on it in some ways. But like, let's say if like I didn't trust this much, now it might be like this much, you know? So I can still feel that, and I can still feel there's work to be done, because I like to be honest as well. I don't like to come in and say, you know, oh, I'm this all singing, all dancing, all powerful guru that's healed everything and worked through everything. I'm working through everything, and I've done a lot of inner work, and I've done a lot of shadow work and integration, but I still have things to work on. And I feel like we always will. Like whenever like we feel like we've healed things, and like we get a new perspective of like something coming up in a new way, like a new sneaky way, like the ego like creates things, or like new beliefs that come in that are limiting, or like some things, for example, of like some ways that you created like sustainable living, like a way of living, then becomes outdated because you change. So like your foundations have to change. Like I really created like a nice masculine structure of my life for like the past like year and a half, and then like a few months ago I was like, shit, this has to change because it no longer resonates. I feel like that's part of the soul's journey, the soul's fun of being alive. Like things are always changing, and change is constant. And I like that, you know, because I'd be bored if not. I love this inner work. I love this soul's journey. I love living a soulful, embodied life of wisdom. Like me crying and grieving, like stepping into like a mature adult is so beautiful as well. Like it's so beautiful that, and I feel like it's such a gift that like I'm so present with it, because like I've never heard anybody speak about that. Like I've never heard anybody speak about like being so present and literally feeling your life shifting from like a young adult to a mature adult. And like I'm seeing these seasons of life, and like seeing older people like whew, ooh, I had a green little wormy on my leg, just flicked it off. Yeah, of like seeing people when they're older and knowing that I will be that one day. So like enjoy now, like enjoying being this age, because things will shift, you know, and certain things will be appropriate or won't be appropriate or whatever, you know, like things will shift. And it's about honouring and loving and enjoying each phase of life that we're in, because we're only in that now and for so long. So like making the most of it, like, oh, and I say this, like you might resonate with this as well, but for like so many years, like being a kid, I wanted to be an adult. Oh my God, I thought everything was there when I'd become an adult, you know. I get to do this and I get to do this, and like I can do anything. And like, oh, we just rush our childhood, craving the things that adults have, like glorifying these things and what we think it means to be an adult. How silly we were. How innocent and naive and beautiful all of that is. And I feel like what the grace of that is now, of like me realising this at the beautiful age of 26, is to apply that wisdom now, to enjoy being 26. And that's so young, and it's beautiful and it's perfect. It's exactly where I'm supposed to be, just the same as your age. However old you are is exactly how old you're supposed to be, and the phase you're meant to be in, and that's perfect. There's no other way. And the beauty is like, I don't know if like you guys have got kids already, or like if you plan to have kids, but like for me, then when I do have kids, I can let them be kids and be kids with them, you know. Like I do a bit of hospitality work at the minute, and I love being around these young kids. Like like they're teenagers, like 16 to like 19. They're teaching me how to be like down with the kids again. They're teaching me like what's in. And I was just saying this to a friend the other day, like it blows my mind, like the different things that are like normal in different age groups, and you think it's always going to be that way. And then like when you become getting older, and then there's younger people, then they like share with you what's in. It's like, oh, like you can either choose to be in with it as a conscious choice, or you can choose to not be in with it. Like you can stick to like your generation, your era of what was cool, what was in, or you can, you know, sorry, excuse me, or you can integrate with like what the present moment is offering of like what's in, if you want to be in, because that's the choice as well. Do you want to be in? And there's no right or wrong there, you know. It's just choice of like I guess youth as well, and being able to appreciate all genres and all eras. Yeah. So yeah, all these crazy profound realizations of like wisdom that I'm experiencing, my life is showing me around me, and I'm just like curious of like when I speak, like what thoughts, what memories, what scenes are coming through your mind as you're listening. Like what am I speaking, what's it reminding you of, what inner wisdom is it activating within you, and how does my story relate to your life? Because I'd love to know that. Like when my friends share stories, you know, it of course it activates like memories and like how you relate to that as well. So like I'd love to hear that. That'd be really nice. So yeah, this is a longer video than normal, but I like it, and I'm happy to share these messages and share this wisdom, trusting that it'll find the right people in the right time as well. You know, there's no rush. I'm aware right now there's not many people viewing, but there will be one day. There will be one day. So maybe in like 5 years. If in 5 years what you're watching this video, still comment if you're going through this, if this resonates with you. It's always a timeless message, because wisdom is timeless. Some wisdom's timeless, but this wisdom is timeless in this message. And I hope it finds you at the right time. I know it will, but like, yeah, like it's just such a beautiful thing that I'm in, that I have never been aware of before. Like I've never felt that transition with so much presence and so much like observation of me seeing it happen before my eyes. So yeah, I feel like this grieving was the letting go of trying to force and trying to rush, but knowing that I will have these things in the perfect time, and if they're meant to be as well, you know, which I'm sure they are, because I feel it, you know. I think I was pushing so much, and you might resonate here. You push so much because you know you really want these things, and you know you're here for these things. You know you come on life, you know it in your bones, you come to experience these things. So like you're trying to push them to happen, but like, okay, they're in my bones, right? Like they're in my bones, so it's gonna happen. So like let me trust the timing, because I realize now, like for years I've been told like how protected I am. These are live examples of when I'm demonstrated how protected I am, because if I had a partner like 2 years ago, would I have been ready? I don't know, you know. Like if I had my own house a year ago, 6 months ago, would I be ready? That would be one hell, one struggle, you know. It'd be a fucking struggle. Like yeah, I'd make it work, because we do, but like we're phenomenal beings, we can survive and we can make anything work, but it would be fucking hard, you know. So I'm thankful for this grace that I have, that I do get to live with my parents, and that they give me this space and grace to grow up in my own time, to not force me to buy a house, or to force me to like push out, you know, push me out the house. Like so thankful for them for that, because like yeah, so much respect for that. And I'm ovulating, so this is not even luteal tears. Just the beauty of life. So beautiful. Yeah, the contrast, like the beauty and the sadness, the beauty and the grief, the beauty and the, like when you realise how deep people care and like what they sacrifice, and like how much people do for you. It's such a blessing. And I love that. When people care so much, they just help. People are amazing. And they're messy, and they're confusing, and they're unique. Relationships are complicated, but yeah, it's so beautiful. And like just when just when like you can see the pure love come through in ways that you never noticed, or you weren't able to see it before, when you finally see it, and like how much people have cared for you and gave to you and helped you on your journey. That's twice this robin has like almost like flew my direction and like circled onto the fence. Sorry, I don't have tissues. I don't know that's the most graceful way that I have to get rid of my snot. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and see you again, matey. Follow me, just follow me. If you liked it, you have to follow me, you know. You gotta follow me, you gotta like it, and if you stay till the end, what can you drop me? You can drop a emoji of a motorhome. Drop a motorhome emoji. Celebrating this next phase of my life, of responsibility, of adulthood. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. See you soon.